lookout. So saan natin ma-imagine yung meaning ng Mitzpe? So when you are standing at the side of this cliff, so that's the lookout point, that's the viewpoint mga kapatid. This is the area na inyong matatanaw. That's the reason why they called it Mitzpe Ramon, and Ramon is the name of the place. So this is the viewpoint here in the town of Ramon. Okay, so clear na sa atin? Now, this is the largest soil erosion in the whole world. So could you imagine yung area na yan? So this is caused by erosion, and this area is around 30 to 35 kilometers. So ganyan kalaki yung erosion na nangyari dito. Kapag sinabi nating erosion, ito yung pagguho ng lupa. So it might be in the years before na pantay lang din yung lupa dito, ano, walang valley na nandyan sa baba. Pero sabi nga nila, dahil sa geological movement na nangyari dito, so nagkaroon ng crack, and naging dahilan kung bakit bumaba yung lupa dito sa area nito. So that's around 30 to 35 kilometers. So this is the biggest in the world. And because of this view, they consider this place as the Grand Canyon of the southern Israel. So kasi kapag narinig nyo ang salitang Grand Canyon, normally yun yung nature park in America. Nakalimutan ko lang kung Arizona, yun yung pinaka-particular area. Now, so karamihan ng pupunta rito, they just go for the view only. But if you want to learn more, especially concerning the biblical history, merong biblical significance yung area na ito, because this is known as the wilderness of Paran in the Old Testament time. So take note, the wilderness of Paran. And what is the first biblical significance of the wilderness of Paran? We can see that in the book of Genesis chapter 21. And this is the story of the half-brother of Isaac. Siguro familiar kayo kay Isaac, di ba? And familiar din kayo kay Ishmael. Nakon? So si Ishmael, according sa pag-aaral, siya ang pinagmulan ng lahing Arabs o yung mga nasa Saudi, and basically ngayon ay mga Muslims. So ito yung story mga kapatid. Now from Beersheba, kung nakarating na kayo ng Beersheba na daanan natin kanina, so yan yung isa sa pinaka-hometown ni Abraham nung siya ay napunta dito sa land of Canaan or the land of promise. And then later on, fast forward tayo, hindi magkaanak si Sarah. Kaya ang ginawa ni Sarah mga kapatid, sabi niya kay Abraham, sipingan mo yung aking alipin, si Hagar. Aba, tuwang-tuwa naman si Abraham, sinipingan si Hagar. So sa madaling salita, nagbuntis ngayon si Hagar, okay? So ngayon, akala ni Sarah, magiging okay yung lahat. Pero nagkaroon siya ng jealousy dito kay Hagar dahil nagkaroon ng anak. Samantalang siya talaga yung asawa, wala naman siyang anak. And then later on mga kapatid, dininig ng Diyos ang prayer ni Sarah, and at the same time tinupad ng Diyos yung kanyang pangako na dadami ang salinlahi ni Abraham. So ano nangyari? Nagbuntis ngayon si Sarah sa edad na around 90 years old. So imagine si Sarah nagkaanak sa ganong edad, meron pa kayong chance. May chance. Mga senior citizen, may chance na kayo. There is miracle. Alright. So ngayon mga kapatid, ano nangyari? So nagkaroon ng conflict kasi lagi nag-aaway si Ishmael at saka si Isaac. Gano'n naman yung mga bata. Pero ang nangyari, kinausap ni Sarah si Abraham at sabi niya, paalisin mo si Ishmael at saka yung kanyang ina na si Hagar doon sa Beersheba at hindi na nila ito maging kasama. So masakit man sa kaluban ni Abraham, pero pinaalis siya si Isaac, and at the same time, ang Diyos na rin mismo ang nagsabi kay Abraham na, sige, let go muna si Hagar at saka si Isaac. So saan natin makita yung kasaysayan na iyan? In the book of Genesis chapter 21. Okay, Genesis chapter 21. Now let me read to you verse 17 para shortcut tayo. Sabi rito, and God heard the voice of the lad, that's Ishmael, yung bata, and the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. Kasi bata pa si Ishmael, umiiyak siya. So narinig ng Diyos yung panagoy o yung pag-iyak ni Ishmael. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand, for I will make him a great nation. Take note, despite of the fact that Hagar is not a legitimate wife of Abraham, but because God made a promise to Abraham to make him a great nation and his descendants, kaya pati itong si Ishmael, nadamay siya doon sa pangako ng Diyos na mapagpapala din siya. Kasi sa Haran pa lang sinabi ng Diyos, I will make you a great nation. So, since anak ni Abraham si Ishmael, ayon, he became great also. No wonder yung Saudi Arabia, yung mga Arabs, mga kapatid sa area na ito, they were also rich or wealthy. Imagine yung Dubai, mga kapatid, yung UAE. Grabe yung mga bansang ito. So I will make him a great nation. And then verse 19, and God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave the lad drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew, and dwelt in the wilderness, and became an archer. So ito na, nanirahan daw sa wilderness itong si Ishmael, yung lad, hindi kasi binabanggit yung pangalan niya. And then he grew up in the wilderness and he became an archer. So ano ba usually ang pinapahana dito sa area nito? Marami dito mga ibex, mga kapatid, sa area nito. Okay? And finally in verse 21 sabi dito, and he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran. Okay, rega. In the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. So take note the word wilderness of Paran. So when you study the geography of the land of Israel, so the map will point you out in this very place. This is the wilderness of Paran. Now, somewhere here, I don't know exactly. Nobody knows exactly where in this area Ishmael lived and have his wife from Egypt. And by the way, in the ancient time, before it became the land of the Israelites, this area is part of the land of Egypt. Okay? So ngayon mga kapatid, ito yung area kung saan lumaki at nanirahan si Ishmael. Are we clear about the wilderness of Paran? Okay, so that's the first biblical significance. And then secondly mga kapatid, another biblical significance of this wilderness, it is related in the history of the Israelites when they journeyed from Sinai going here in the land of promise. So from Sinai, this became a historical area of their journey. Where we can see that in the book of Numbers chapter 10. Okay, book of Numbers chapter 10. Let me read to you. Numbers chapter 10, verse 11 and 12. Oh, listen dito mga kapatid. Oh, sabi dito, and it came to pass on the 20th day of the second month. So pang 2 months nila mula sa Mount Sinai, okay, 21 days. Sabi dito, in the second year, okay, second year na rin, that the cloud was taken up from off the tabernacle of the testimony, and the children of Israel took their journeys out of the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud rested in the wilderness of Paran. So the cloud of the Lord rested here in the wilderness of Paran. So what is that cloud? When you study the Bible, here in the book of Numbers,